Hello everyone, welcome back to another Kokka video. Today we're going to be continuing part 3 of Kokka history. So today we'll be talking about the Egyptian wars. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first we have to understand what the Egyptian wars was. So we're going to be talking about that in this video. So, basically, the Egyptian Wars was a war almost directly after the Roman Civil War. That was one of the first physical conflicts, not including the Roman Civil War. So, the Egyptian War, first of all, the Egyptians are the ones who caused the war. So, the Egyptians were basically a group of citizens from former Roman nations, such as the Order of the Eye, the Clan of the Horses, Clan of the Wild, Federation of Hearts, those things, right? If you've watched part 2, I believe, I go over, it's the history of Rome, the Order of the Trees, I believe, is the video where I talk about the Roman Civil War. I believe, I could be wrong. But basically, the Egyptian Wars was a group of former citizens of those nations who revolted against the central government of Rome, or just the central nation of Rome, which is all of those nations combined into one nation. So the Egyptians are just rebels against Rome, basically. The Egyptian Wars was one of the hardest and probably one of the scariest wars for Rome at the time, simply because it was very unexpected. So the Egyptians caught the Romans at surprise. That, and the Egyptians grew power quickly. Unfortunately, to this day, sorry about that. Unfortunately, nowadays, there aren't very many Egyptian artifacts that still exist today. In fact, one of the most iconic Egyptian artifacts found by the Romans, Kokka Romans obviously, was a simple dagger created by the Egyptians back during the Egyptian War. Just a simple, maybe 10-inch dagger, wood dagger. It was kind of curved. I kind of had a curve to it. Unfortunately, I actually lost that dagger recently, so I can't show it right now because I actually lost it, which is unfortunate because it's not lying the most iconic Egyptian artifact that we've found so far. However, we still have some of these Egyptian artifacts. To be fair, 2 of them aren't actually Egyptian, but they are from the Egyptian Wars. So I'm going to go through them really quickly. First of all, we have this, I don't know what you want to call it, this, I don't know, this shortened javelin looking thing, I don't know. They used it kind of as a mace, honestly, so I'll probably just call it that. Well, they used it they stabbed people with it, and then they used it as a mace, so I don't know, a mace, I guess, an Egyptian mace. This is a Roman gladius, broken, obviously. Oh wait, hold on a second, this isn't from the Egyptian Wars. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, that's not from the Egyptian Wars. Nope, that's from another war, sorry. No, sorry, at the time of the Egyptian Wars, Roman gladiuses looked a little more like this. Obviously, this is one that was made back during the Civil War, but the design of the Roman gladius was still the one that they used for the Civil War. So this is from a different war that I will go over later. Okay, so we have the Egyptian mace here. We also have this sword, this curved sword, it's kind of like a shortened saber, kind of. In fact, this design, the later Spartans would actually use to make their famous Kokka their famous Kokka, which is one of the Spartan swords. So they have the Kokka and the Kokka. The Kokka was based off of the Egyptian sword that we see here, the curved blade. Fortunately, we still have quite a few Spartan artifacts. So this is a Spartan Kokka, and then this is the Egyptian sword that doesn't really have a name. See the similarities? The Spartan Kokka was based off of the Egyptian sword design, actually. So next we actually have the only Egyptian flag that we've ever found. Very basic, extremely basic. It has this little hole here. Very well preserved though, so good on that. It has this little hole here to put like on a little stick or something. It's the same on both sides. So yeah, that's the Egyptian flag, or at least we don't actually know of the actual Egyptian symbol. This is just the only flag we found that was made by Egypt. I don't think Egypt had an actual symbol at all. It was probably just a flag made by their army. And then we have an Egyptian pike. Technically by the Britannian standard of spears and pikes, which the Romans use as well, which the Romans follow. This would be classified as a lance, not a pike. But at the time when the Egyptians made this would be considered a pike. But technically nowadays, according to the Britannian standard, this would be a lance. So we have the Egyptian lance here, Egyptian sword, and Egyptian mace, I'm pretty sure, and then this Egyptian flag. Egypt had managed to also conquer a bit of territory very, very, very close to the Roman capital of Beta. In fact, so close that their territory actually lies within Beta, in the Beta Hills. So this is the Beta Hills right here. There's some stuff here, but it used to be all gone. Like none of this stuff used to be on the Beta Hills, but the Egyptians basically took control of all of the Beta Hills here. I can take you through a quick little tour of the Beta Hills. Basically, you've got all these hills here. I know it's a bike track. It used to be a dirt bike track as well, but it was also used as but it was also the Beta Hills, and this is what the Egyptians use as their territory. So yeah, they took control of this, entrenched themselves. In fact, that's where a lot of these trenches over here come from, like this, for example, like right here, because then you could just hide, you know. Same with this in here. This hole was dug out as a trench for the Egyptian war. Now some jumps have been put on it to jump over, but used to it used to just be a little ditch for the Egyptians. Same with this one over here. And then there used to be a massive ditch down over here. Just this entire area used to be dug out, and that was a massive trench. And then up in here, up over here, this used to be a little more vertical, and then you could hide behind this. Same with this down here and all that good stuff. Artifacts from the Egyptian wars, I should stop saying wars, it was one war, but from the Egyptian war are still being found in the Beta Hills to this day, or at least so far. We haven't found many, but we are still finding some within the Beta Hills. So who knows what's out there? It could be Roman ones, it could be Egyptian ones. So I apologize for this video being a little sloppy, but I hope you guys get the main gist of the Egyptian wars, and if you guys want to learn more about it or any other topic that I go over, please let me know down in the comments. I think the next part we're going to go over will either be about Fardonian history or it'll be about Britannian history. I haven't decided yet. Anyway, make sure to look out for those videos. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.